Texas Congressman Lance Gooden will be at the meeting with Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy, and he joins me now. Congressman, thanks for being here. I love drilling down on the specifics of DOGE. I find it fascinating. So when you are in that meeting today, what advice are you going to give? Where are you going to tell the two guys where they can cut from?
Well, I'm going to say just to have at it. But one of the big things I'm so excited about is the rulemaking authorities that these federal agencies have just abused over the years. We have so many rules on the books, not laws, but rules. Laws are passed by Congress, and these agencies have so much power because they pass all these rules. They're so difficult to rescind. And one of the first things President Trump's going to do next month is rescind many of those. And DOGE is going to work on even more, getting rid of these regulatory burdens that have been created. And you're going to hear a criticism. They're going to say the president is overstepping, but the president is actually undoing prior overstepping of agencies over the years. And so that's one of the things. We're also going to make sure all these Washington bureaucrats have to show up to work. They're not going to want to show up to work 5 days a week, so they're going to be shown the exit. We're going to save money. As a member of Congress, I'm going to tell Mr. Musk and Ramaswamy that they have our full support. Thank God we've got the majority. We're going to have hearings. We're going to help them out. When they don't get answers to questions, we're going to haul people before our committees next Congress, and we're going to get answers for the American people and help them to do their job better. So July 4th of 2026, when they're expected to close this up, it's a huge success for the American people.
Happy birthday, America. Here's billions upon billions, if not trillions of dollars. I like the fact that you mentioned the rules, because I'm not hearing enough people in your position in Congress saying the rules are the first thing that they need to start, evaluating, because that's where the other cuts come from. Here's Speaker Mike Johnson about what's ahead. Listen.
We've got a long list of areas where we know there are waste, fraud, and abuses, and Oversight Committee's been doing a lot of aggressive work on that. Well, in the Oversight Committee in the House, we've just created a new subcommittee that will be laser focused on that, finding the places for the easy cuts.
I mean, look, Congressman, there's always been waste, but there should never be fraud. Why has our government allowed fraud, which is illegal, by the way, at least was last time I checked? Right. Why has it allowed it to persist this long? Why is it taking DOGE to finally do away with fraud?
Well, you know, there are so many protections for the bureaucrats. The deep state is so strong. And I think that this idea that we even need this in the first place is a symptom of the abuse and the problem that has been chronic in our federal government. And also, I think this has come from all of the lessons that President Trump learned in his first term. I know that I've spoken to him many times, and he's so excited to get back here next month and do some of the things that he wanted to do the first time. But, you know, you learn in your first term, and I think you're going to see quite a bit of action that he would have liked to have gotten done in a second term immediately following the first one. But here we are, and we're happy to be here. We're going to get it done, and this Republican Congress, starting today, is going to share the message with these gentlemen that we stand ready to help.
Meantime, Joe Biden is reportedly considering preemptive pardons for many Trump rivals, including Dr. Fauci, Adam Schiff, Liz Cheney. Politico reporting this, they write the following. President Joe Biden's senior aides are conducting a vigorous internal debate over whether to issue preemptive pardons to a range of current and former public officials who could be targeted with President-elect Donald Trump's return to the White House. Congressman, putting aside for the moment the questionable legality of a preemptive pardon, I don't think it's legal, but let the lawyers go through that. What kind of precedent would that set?
Well, it would send a terrible message. First of all, it would say that we actually think the people that have been running our government for the last 4 years are guilty of something. Secondly, there are many of these folks that are being talked about that they don't want to pardon. Yesterday, I actually saw Adam Schiff, tell someone he doesn't think it's a good idea. He doesn't want President Biden to do this. I think it sends a terrible message to the American people. There are so many others, average working class Americans that are sitting in prison for things that they probably shouldn't be. Hakeem Jeffries has asked Joe Biden to prioritize them over all of these political preference pardons that we're seeing. But I think the message that this sends is that this administration is very cognizant of the fact that their Justice Department has been weaponized, that they have been in on an act of criminality throughout many stages of this presidency. And I think that they're worried about what's to come.
Because to your point, like, let's say Jack Smith accepted a pardon. It would be an admission that he did something wrong. And I don't think for his career going forward, no matter what you and I think of him, is what he wants. So really good point. Congressman Gooden, excited to see what comes out of today's meeting. Appreciate your time this morning.